slightly smaller cast than the Bible Adventure, but they have worked very hard. And so, yeah, it's not going to look very different, but hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Why, Sybil, what are you doing here? Why are you at home with your family? It's Christmas Eve.
I'm well aware of that, Marshall, but as I was sitting down to dinner, my phone started ringing off the hook. Now tell me, Marshall, you didn't really arrest the entire church tonight, did you?
Well, of course not. I just arrested their nativity.
Oh no, why would you do that? It's Christmas Eve, for goodness sakes. And you're telling me we have Mary, Joseph, and the sweet baby Jesus out of jail? Very well, let me see the charges. Oof. Oof. Oh my. Are you sure you're not exaggerating?
Wait till you see from them yourself, Your Honor.
Okay. Yep, I guess we better get done with this by tonight and get these folks home for Christmas. Let me just get my Justice of Peace garb on. You can bring them in.
The cemetery on fire. Why?
It's ridiculous.
Why? We can just grab a bushel basket and we can make a candle. Why? You want a campfire. It's all your fault. This is your fault. How is it me? How is it you?
Order in the court. Now, who is going to be the spokesperson for us tonight?
I reckon I've been nominated.
Please state your name for the record.
Sybil, you know me. Chester Blevins, me and your old man Horace used to go hunting together.
You will report to me as either Your Honor or Sir, Mr. Blevins. Now, could you please explain to me what happened tonight?
Well, our church, the Fairlawn Church of the Good Shepherds, was putting on a live nativity when things went a little haywire. But mind you, no one was seriously hurt, and we're more than willing to pay for any of the damages that may have occurred. We're just wanted to get a Christmas message out. You know, peace on earth, goodwill towards man. And that's the same Christmas spirit that you will take into consideration when you hear from us tonight.
I'll be the judge of that. Now, let's address the arson charge first. Could you please explain that to me?
Harvey Ditwater, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry, wait. Yep, now please state your name for the record.
Harvey Ditwater, Your Honor. And I play the role, and that's a bogus charge.
He caught the church cemetery on fire, Your Honor.
That wasn't my fault, you see, Your Honor. I played the role of the shepherd watching us flock by night. And, well, the sheep were all bedded down and all was calm, just like it was supposed to be. But it was getting mighty chilly, so I thought I'd build myself a small little campfire. You know, like they would have done way back then. So I built myself a small little campfire, and it was completely contained till that mule of Clyde's went off like he did.
Mule?
The animal cruelty charge, Your Honor.
Yes, sir, that critter just came charging out of nowhere, dragging that bushel basket behind him, scattering the fire and the sheep everywhere. Although there wasn't that much damage, it was just the cemetery after all. just burn a bunch of old dried up roots.
Is that correct, Deputy Perkins?
I don't have the report back from the fire department yet, but it does not appear to go beyond the cemetery.
That's good. Let's get back to the arson charge. What? The mule, sorry. Who's responsible for the mule?
That would be me, Your Honor, Clyde Jenkins, and I object.
To what?
To the charge of animal cruelty. Jasper's just fine.
Jasper?
The mule, Your Honor.
Now, could you tell me a little bit more about Jasper?
Well, since Joe Edwards loaned us a cow for the nativity stable and a couple of sheep for the shepherd's pasture, me and Clem Hawkins figured that we'd make ourselves a camel for the wise man.
How'd you manage to do that?
Well, Clem Hawkins is one of the other kings.
And why isn't he here?
He's in the emergency room. I had another deputy escort him to the hospital for treatment. Charges are still pending for him.
What happened to him?
Well, he was standing behind Jasper when he went off.
That's not a smart move to stand in front of him that's getting a bushel basket strapped to his back.
And the other king?
Henry Dawson, I've got an APV on him for evading authorities and resisting arrest.
Henry wasn't evading or resisting nothing. He ran off trying to catch old Jasper.
Let's go back to the mule, shall we? Now, how are you going to turn a mule into a camel?
Well, we figured that if we strapped a bushel basket to his back and put a blanket over it, in the dark, mind you, he might just pass off as a camel.
And, wait, the mule just stood there for it?
Kind of gave him something to make him a little bit more manageable.
Which was...
Some of Eunice's mulberry juice.
Say that again?
Well, it just made him a little mellow, you know? I mean, heck, it works for Eunice.
I'll have you know, not mulberry juice is used for medicinal purposes only.
And you sure are a stickless person, aren't you?
You're gonna need some medicine if you don't mind your business, Smyrna. And as for you, Clyde, you know it takes me a full year to make that. Not to mention the heaps of your underwear I have to use.
Underwear?
Yeah, they have the best fabric for straining all the dregs out of it.
Wait a moment, you strained that juice of yours through Clyde's underwear?
Don't get excited. I buy new underwear every year. You guys don't get to use them until after mulberry season.
It's quite embarrassing, let me tell you.
Nobody's gonna see your underwear.
You hang them on the line, woman. I mean, what are people supposed to think?
Me? I thought you had some major problems. I was about to put you on the prayer list.
Let's get back to the mule, shall we? Now, what happened to that mule?
Well, she's what happened, Your Honor. She came running out of the manger scene, yelling like a banshee.
You put my grandmother's handmade quilt on that nasty old animal, Your Honor.
Now, Eunice, I'm supposed to be a king. I mean, a king wouldn't just sit on any old blanket, now would he?
You're gonna be lucky to get any old blanket when you're sleeping on the couch.
And I believe that is the domestic disturbance.
Yes, sir. She was beating him with the quilt.
I was just shaking off the straw. Besides, it wasn't that startled the mule. It was our heavenly host here trying to reach the high C and the song they were trying to sing.
I'll have you know, I've been told to have the voice of a bird.
Yeah, a crow.
Why, you...
Order in this court. I suppose that's the assault charge?
Not until this moment, sir, the original assault charges involve Mr. Blevins and the Culpepper sisters.
He tackled us, Your Honor.
I didn't mean it. I
What happened to the, what happened, Mr. Blevins?
Well, you see, when Eunice saw Clyde with her granny's quilt on and Jasper, she just flung baby Jesus flying into the air. So I didn't think that was the right way to treat him. So I dove for him and caught him before he hit the ground.
Did you see that catch of his? Put me in mind of his old football days. So what if it jarred the hay bales a little?
Jar, he knocked her clean out from under us.
Oh, Bessie broke your fall, didn't she?
Yeah, and nearly trampled us in the process. She broke one of my wings.
Bessie?
The cow yard.
Well, I just couldn't let baby Jesus hit the ground, could I?
It wasn't a real child, was it?
Oh no, no one will trust with a real child. It was just a doll. But it's the principle of the thing that stood for Jesus.
You know, Eunice, you really shouldn't be flinging baby Jesus around like that. Just ain't respectful.
I'll show you some respect.
Simmer down, Eunice. We're in enough trouble as it is.
Was that the violation of the disturbance of ordinance?
How was your singing, Judge?
For your information, we hadn't yet started our song.
She's right. What you heard was the cow bellowing. My nerve landed on it.
Really? I couldn't tell the difference.
Why, you...
Easy, Minnie. Remember, we are ladies. Unlike some people we know.
You want to piece of this spice?
Order in the court. One more outburst from you will result in another penalty. Deputy, can you please confiscate the blanket? Now, can someone please explain to me the destruction of private property?
No, sir, the charge stems from the animal was destroying over our fences flower room.
Whose?
Oh no, not over our fence. She's been threatening to sue the church for years now.
She can't sue the church, can she? After all, we are Christ's representatives on earth.
Are you really? Because I have not seen a single time where you guys have been representatives of the Christ and Lord Jesus.
Wow, what do you mean?
Well, wasn't it you guys who talked about Christmas being a time of peace and goodwill across men?
Yes, sir.
And Jesus is a man of love and forgiveness?
Well, of course he is. I mean, that's what we've been trying to show with our nativity all night.
Well, I haven't seen any of that in this room tonight. Am I wrong? That's what I thought. Now, the charge of public disturbance needs no explanation. Very well. I am ready to hear your pleads now. Harvey Detwilder?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Chester Blevins?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Clyde Jenkins?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Eunice Jenkins? Eunice Jenkins?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Gladys Culpepper?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Minerva Culpepper?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Very well. Before I render my decision, it is the court's prerogative to decide the intent that there was no malicious intent behind any of the actions done tonight.
That's right, Your Honor. We were just trying to tell people about Jesus. Things just went a little haywire, that's all.
He sure didn't mean no harm.
And that's why I have made my decision to give you all community service. Harvey Deadwilder, Clyde Jenkins, and Chester Blevins, you will all be sentenced to cleaning up the cemetery and replacing any of the wreaths that have been destroyed by the fire. Minerva Culpepper, Gladys Culpepper, and Eunice Jenkins, you will all be sentenced to cleaning up the garden of Elvira Finch and restore it to the proper state. Are there any questions? Good. Court adjourned. You guys have a good night.
You know, Gladys, maybe it won't be so bad. After all, Elvira did have a pretty garden. Maybe we should go examine the damage and then pick out which one needs in spring.
After all, that's the Christian thing to do.
You're right. I could bring her some animal juice. I might mellow her out a little bit.
I thought that was used for medical purposes only.
It is, but just look at the face of her. She's bound to be suffering from some sort of intestinal problem.
You know, after Christmas, Walmart might have their wreaths on sale. Could save us a little money.
And that sure would suit you, wouldn't it, Jess?
What's wrong with saving a little money?
I wonder if they've got anything to cleanse soot.
You know, while I was down at the cemetery, I noticed that some of those old headstones were leaning. Maybe we could hitch old Jasper up and straighten them out.
Oh no, you leave that. Ours.
You look home.
I'm done with that little critter.
And a happy